Happy day to Rwanda. Myself, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Master Professor from the Department of Business and Technology, Community Teachers Association University, Chennai. Let us discuss about the resources and open educational resources. After the completion of this module, you will be able to define e-resources and open educational resources. You will be able to understand the use of e-resources and open educational resources. You will be able to categorize the different types of e-resources. You will be able to classify the sources of e-resources. You will be able to create OERs suitable for teaching and also learning. You will be able to share OERs for the public access. What do you mean by resources? The term resource refers to all the materials which are available in the environment, which are technologically accessible to each and everyone, and is culturally sustainable, and it helps us to satisfy our needs and wants. What do we mean by e-resources? The term e-resources refers to all the products which a library provides through a computer network. The electronic resources or e-resources is also known as an online information resources which covers bibliographic databases, electronic reference books, search engines for full text books, and digital collections of data. E-resources is also known as electronic resources, which means the information is not called as a file. The information which can be stored usually in the form of electrical signal, but not necessarily on a computer. This is known as e-resources. What are the characteristics of e-resources? E-resources can be used by many users at the same time. It can be used by the users at the same time. Users can publish more quickly than the paper publication. E-resources includes both multimedia and graphics. It enables its users to interact with each other for exchange of ideas through online. E-resources can be searched easily and quickly by the users. E-resources can be stored in a single computer, and huge amount of e-resources can be stored in a single computer network. E-resources can be guided to the document by the providing a single link. Many resources can be made into a single link, and a single link can be shared through any media through digital devices. What are the types of e-resources? There are two types of e-resources, namely primary e-resources, and the next one is the secondary e-resources. E-journals, e-books, e-databases, e-magazines or serials, e-dissertation and thesis, e-newspapers, e-patents, e-standards comes under primary resources, whereas e-course material, indexing and abstracting databases, and e-reference database comes under the secondary e-resources. The sources of e-resources which helpful for both teaching and learning are listed here. A few were e-books, e-journals, e-mail, e-library, e-forum, e-learning. It may be a full lesson or a course, e-shops, e-dictionaries, mobile SMS or through SMS or through MMS, search engines and meta search engines. Through these sources, e-resources can be used for both teaching and learning purpose. The main advantages of e-resources are it can be used by many users, that is, multiple access can be done and the speed of e-resources is very high. The link can be shared in a fraction of a second so that e-resource can be used by many users. The functionality of e-resources is very easy. The content of e-resources is very vast and we can make into a single link and it can be shared to anyone. The mobility of e-resources is also very easy and quick. It saves the physical space required in the library. It is very convenient for a user to use e-resources. It, the main advantage of e-resources, it saves time and energy of the users. The main disadvantages of e-resources are through reading e-resources while using computer screen is very difficult to both health and also the user's eyesight. The limitations of computer monitor means the computer monitor can be visible to a certain extent. In order to read for a longest line, we have to drag from left to right and we have to drag from top to right. So this is the limitation of e-resources and the main thing is we need internet access for referring e-resources and to use e-resources. There might be many copyright issues occurs while using e-resources and the cost of e-resources is very high. And the last disadvantage is this, e-resources are very less in regional languages. The next one is the learning object. Earlier days, learning objects is nothing but the audio-visual aids used in the classroom teaching. Later, it is termed as reusable learning object, that is called RLO, reusable learning objects, which came into existence. Example, PowerPoint presentation prepared by any teacher and made available in online. This will help many teachers to reuse the presentation at free of cost. What is reusable learning object and open educational resources? Reusable learning objects can be adopted and it can be reused, but the legal and copyright issues will exist in reusable learning objects. Whereas educational resources which are available on internet or online in a public domain are called as open educational resources. It is denoted as OER. What do you mean by open educational resources? OER are open educational resources which are learning, teaching and research materials. It can be of any format and medium that resides in the public domain or under copyright that have been released under an open license that permits no cost access to the users and reuse by the users, and it can be repurposed and adaptation, and last one is redistribution by others. These are the open educational resources which permits no cost access, reuse, repurpose, adaptation and redistribution by others. According to UNESCO, OER are any type of educational material that are in the public domain are introduced with an open license. The nature of these open materials means that anyone can legally and freely copy, use and adopt and reshare the OERs. OER range from textbook to curricula, syllabi, lecture notes, assignments, tests, projects, audio, video and animation. Now OER, the best example for OER is massive open online course, that is MOOCs. What are the legal permissions to be adopted to use OER? The first one is retain, reuse, revise, remix and redistribute. This is known as 5 R's of legal permissions to use OER. What are the types of OER? License attached to OER, media-based OER, quality of OER and authorship style. These are the types of OER. In this license attached to OER, there are two kinds, copyright protected and Creative Commons license. In Creative Commons license, there are six attributes. One is attribution, which is denoted as CC by, and attribution share alike denoted by CC by SA. Share alike denoted as SA, and attribution no derivatives is denoted by CC by ND. Attribution non-commercial denoted by CC by NC. Attribution non-commercial share alike is denoted as CC by NC SA. Attribution non-commercial non-derivatives is denoted as CC by NC and ND. And the next one is the public domain. Media-based OER is of image or video type. The quality of OER used by the user may be of high or low quality. Authorship style of OER will be of individual or the group of users or the users. This is the pictorial diagram of Creative Commons license. In this public domain, there will not be any attribution required. It can be used and copy and publish, commercially used, modify and adapt. Say it can be changed into different license. Then CC by, that is attribution. Copy and publish can be used. Attribution required. It can be used commercially. We can modify and adapt it. We can change the license of it. Whereas in case of attribution share alike, we can copy and publish. Attribution is required. It can be used commercially. We can modify and adapt, and we cannot change the license. Whereas attribution non-derivative is concerned, we can copy and publish. Attribution is required, commercially used, but we cannot modify or adapt, but we can change the license. Attribution non-commercial is concerned, we can copy and publish, and attribution is compulsory required. It cannot be used commercially. We can modify and adapt. We can change the license of it. Whereas in case of attribution non-commercial share alike is concerned, we can copy it and publish. Attribution is compulsory required, but it cannot be used commercially. We can modify and adapt, and we cannot change the license. If you consider attribution non-commercial non-derivative, we can copy and publish. Attribution is compulsory required. As it is non-commercial, we cannot be used commercially, and non-derivative, so we cannot modify or adapt, but we can change the license. The pictorial diagram will easily represent what I said now. Next, how to share OER. OER can be shared through own website or the institutional website or OER repositories, and it can be built online and also can be shared through social media networks. What are the advantages of OER? It is low cost and the quality of the material is very good. It can be accessible to all age groups. Sharing and adapting is very easy. Promotion of independent and collaborative learning environment is easy and promoted very easily. And public sharing is very easy. Here are some of the limitations of using OER. The policy issues may be arise and the copyright issues. The next one is the poor quality and validity of OER and the willingness of using OER by the experts. And the next one is some of the technical glitches may arise by using OER. Now we come to the last part, that is conclusion. In this digital era, the students are more access to the digital devices for their learning development. So the teachers have to give more inputs in their regular classroom teaching rather than the already printed textbook. If a teacher gives more inputs in the classroom by using this OER and e-resources, the classroom will be more lively and the students can comprehend the content very easily. The teacher nowadays uses digital devices for their regular classroom for enriching the subject knowledge and the methods to teach the particular content in an easy and simple way so as to make the students to comprehend very easily. Here are some of the references for the material which I have given